Okay, mine. We are live.
That's the side. Whoopsie. There we go.
So what you can do is you go into like the settings, like on the Twitch. Go into the performance tab, and then at the bottom would be automatically optimize for settings. Deselect that because that instantly makes everything so much worse.
There we go. I don't know why, but I had to reauthorize.
Yeah, I had to like reauthorize a bunch of shit as well.
Yep, nope, can't do TikTok on Dream Elements.
I can.
It says I don't have authorized for live.
Oh, see, I did that like months ago, and it fixed it for me. They actually
I do it
authorized
every
me.
fucking time, and it just does not.
Try just
do it.
going straight up live on TikTok.
That's what I've been doing.
On the studio, yeah.
Yeah, that's.
Oh, that felt good. So, we're still waiting on you, Kadali?
Just gotta go live. I'm live on Twitch. Just gotta do TikTok.
Okay.
Audience control.
So you know the tennis ball trick that I told you a couple weeks ago?
Mm-hmm.
Guess what I have to do? My feet, they don't hurt, but they just feel better.
We are now live on Twitch and TikTok. Let me pull up the 10 and we will get started.
And by the way, for those in the Discord, if you want to watch my stream, it has the whole thing going on. So you can see it.
And if you look on the Mendo podcast, all their channels are going to be paid.
Well, yeah, that too, if you want to actually do that.
Got your back, Kando.
I just figured for those in the chat with us so they could actually see it happen instead of the delay.
No. Going into a channel and looking at the things. I know, right? It's just a Herculean.
Stop being a smart aleck.
How do you want me?
Over there!
They're sitting on a marine. It's just broken.
Yes. I fucking called out
away.
Nale for being away. I'm not gonna talk shit about him behind his back and not talk shit about him at his front.
You know, I need to.
My ear is so itchy right now.
I need to talk with one of our leather workers, see if they can make me a wallet. A chain wallet,
I'm sure they
specifically.
Mark.
Because
We've had several made.
this thing is falling apart. And yes, I know that's technically a purse thing. But I'm sorry, when it's like this,
Okay, I now transfer princess title to Kando.
it looks like it looks like one of those long folds wallets, but yes, it's technically. Hey,
I am no longer the princess. Kando has a purse.
What is
All
wrong
hail the princess.
So what is wrong with wearing cargo pants? Yeah, fucking
Nothing.
well, yeah, the fucking princess over here has to fucking carry a purse when you can just get cargo pants. If you have that much shit to carry around,
Why are we hating on purses, man? They're great for carrying a lot of things at the same time, okay?
they're great.
Yeah,
You know, like designated pack meal. But we have shit to do not to have purses.
Ron, I think I know where you were going with that, and it's my absolutely most hilarious bit from Jeff Dunham.
No, but it was a happy coincidence.
At least I don't have to carry around jingling keys in my my jean pocket where they stab me. I can just stick them in my purse and just throw the. I can just yeet the purse.
So
Again,
what?
that's why I have this. It's a chain. Partially because also motorcycle and I don't want to drop my shit. Yeah, steal my fucking keys, you motherfucker.
So let me rate you a fucking saddlebag for your bike.
I don't have a bike right now, okay?
Okay, then.
But yes, I will eventually have
purse?
saddlebags.
Why do you need a purse if you don't have a bike?
Because it has Boba Fett.
Okay.
Fucking. There's a fat worship problem in this community, and I will not stand for it.
Okay. Regardless, Boba Fett is still my favorite character. I mean,
Also, Boba Fett has a
OG
claim to the title of Mandalore, and I will hear no other.
Does he possess a Darksaber? Does he possess a Darksaber?
The Darksaber is a Disney.
sorry.
Children around. The
Okay.
Darksaber is a Disney piece of shit that they never needed to bring into the.
No.
You
No.
didn't need the
No.
Darksaber.
As Din Djarin says, we don't follow a symbol. We follow the person who leads.
Yes. That whole Disney yes with the
Fictitiously political for a lot of fucking reasons.
Well, first off, and this will be where I let it rest. You cannot be a Jedi and a Mandalorian at the same time. You can't do it because one, like taking the creed means you are a follower of Mandalore. Being a Jedi means that you are a follower of the Jedi Order. You cannot do both.
Here's the thing. I see your argument, and I really
You can be a Force user and a Mandalorian, but you cannot be a Jedi and a Mandalorian.
was going to be because of the Guardian of the Wills.
Yes. Yeah.
I have a better one.
Being a Force user, it does not mean you have to be a Sith or a Jedi.
I can do one better.
Jedi
Jedis don't exist because I have yet to see someone move shit with their mind.
No.
I mean, if I try to say
If that had worked, that helmet would have flown off of his shelf and whacked him in the face.
Oh no. Okay, I can't show you this because we're on TikTok. But my friend got me a pin when he was in I want to say Poland.
What?
Poland.
Poland? Was he hanging out with
Is it the mustache man pin?
Let's just say this pin says 1939 to 1945 on it.
So it's the Charlie Chaplin stand.
Yeah, it has the cross on it with the eagle and a Car 98 on it with a bayonet, and then it says the German army on it, the Ver one. Why he got me that, I don't know.
All right, guys, we need to get moving forward. I gotta bounce as soon as it gets to 2.
Alright. Overall, Jate Torbal Sukagar Nervore. Welcome to Season 4, Episode 14. We are over halfway done with the year, halfway done with the season. Where the fuck has time gone? It's less than 4 months till Christmas. Think about it. We are 3 months away.
I express how much I hate that holiday.
Do not forget about Halloween and Thanksgiving, please.
Oh no, those are my favorite.
But that's the one everyone judges time off of. It's how close are we to Christmas?
Because everybody's inherently
Sorry.
selfish.
How close are we to Maya Carey unfreezing?
I have already started to see the videos of
Same.
out.
I immediately start blocking people if I see that. I'm like, nope, nope, nope.
Yeah.
Craig was the first person I saw who had the thawing out.
Oh, dude, he hates it.
I know.
I won't block him because he hates it.
I love his. I have actually started to see more Monster Chef on his page recently.
It's great.
He did 10 flavors of Kool-Aid.
Alright. Anyway, so we're covering the eighth tenet of
That is
the
correct. We are in August, a couple weeks in now. I apologize for missing the last one. I was just coming off of 12-hour shifts. I was exhausted and I got sick. I was in no condition to be able to do a podcast. I had slept through everybody's calls trying to wake me up. I had a missed call from Kando. I had a missed call from Arnon. I had so many pings on Discord trying to wake me up.
Yeah.
I didn't wake up till like 3 o'clock.
So, do you mind if I go ahead and read the tenet?
Yeah, sure.
Alright, so the eighth tenet is a Mandalorian should, to the best of their individual abilities, strive to be as self-sufficient as possible. A Mandalorian must work towards self-reliance. This means they are to actively seek out ways to provide for themselves and their families, as well as educating themselves in gardening, first aid, survivalism, and other skills that remove their dependency on others. With that said, there is no shame in taking aid when needed, providing one seek to make restitution if possible or aid others when able. A Mandalorian accepts neither credit nor blame for what they did. Anything offered as a gift should be accepted in the spirit in which it is given.
Big Rooney?
This is
Bikaruni? I think that's the only one that doesn't say Bikaruni at the end of it.
No, there's a couple of them that don't say it.
Yep.
Oh yeah, I need to get with Swordfish and let them know that we have some that don't say this is the way at the end. Yeah, six doesn't either.
Yeah. I know, because I'm editing a couple of
10,
them, and I'm just like, wait a second.
10, 11, 12.
4, 5, 6, and 2, and well, actually, yeah, the first 5.
So they only added it in. They only put it in on 7 then.
7 and
Pretty
10, 9.
That's funny.
That's
Very interesting.
didn't pay attention to that till we said it. Going, oh yeah, I am that.
So this is one that this is actually one of my best Helm tenets because of several things. I haven't brewed anything recently because I haven't been drinking as much at home. But the mead, I've started canning jalapenos instead of going to the store and buying mass-produced canned jalapenos. I've got a jalapeno garden out on my patio. Hasn't started producing anything yet, but a couple of the plants are getting pretty fucking big. They've got flowers, just hasn't produced anything yet.
So it'll be late in the season.
Yeah.
See, I can can. Me and my brother have canned a few things. Obviously, we
That's
make
nice.
our own weaponry. We have our own. We have potatoes, garlic, and green onions growing in our front garden. Which
I'm gonna say I had garlic growing because I don't know if it's still growing or not. I'll take a picture and send it to you. But the stalks have essentially just laid flat on the dirt.
Y'all on Discord.
Yeah,
Cakes is showing us.
Yeah,
I see that. It's garden. And Dougie.
it looks beautiful.
Case has an awesome
All the smalls in the games were from the title.
You got a big garden.
Yeah, a friend of mine's garden. A lot of their grapes that they were growing got destroyed from the hail.
And Kendall, I was gonna get on my phone and watch your stream, and share it, but I can't because I'm live on.
Yeah. I would do the same for you, but I'm also.
Ron, you're
You're cutting
going
out.
robot pretty bad.
Too
Like,
far away from the Wi-Fi.
That's why
well, move closer to McDonald's.
Yeah, a friend of mine actually is. Friend of mine actually has bees for her. She's got a giant garden, but she's also doing a beehive and stuff. And
Ooh.
eventually, when she starts producing enough honey, I am going to start making mead out of her honey.
literally paying for me.
That I've tried finding someone nearby that I could do that, but I just haven't found anyone
Dude.
because it's just so damn expensive buying the honey from the store. If you're getting like a 5-pound thing of honey, it's damn near $30.
Dude, okay.
Yep.
I think I have an advantage because there is some locally made honey here in Oklahoma, and like it's honestly one of the biggest honey sellers in Oklahoma. I'm pretty sure I could talk. Well, probably not talk to them, but I can use that honey and.
Okay, so I don't think that I live on the border of the two cities that I'm in. My address is Horn Lake, Mississippi, but I technically live in South Haven. It's weird how the map is drawn. But the city that we were originally going to move to, Hernando, Mississippi, has a farmer's market every other Saturday, I think. I forgot how often it is. But might try to figure out their schedule and go down there. Because I know there's people who do the fresh honey thing that go there. And I think I might try to talk to them. It's like, hey, trade me some honey and I'll barter some meat back to you.
That'd be delicious.
The other thing that my friend grows in her garden is lavender. So I imagine that whatever mead I make from the honey, it's gonna be like a lavender undertone.
Yeah.
So what's really funny is you can make mead out of any kind of syrup. So you can actually make mead out of maple syrup.
Dude,
What do y'all think this kind of honey?
no,
Make
no. I have a better one. Mad honey.
Oh no.
Making a meat out of mad honey.
You said you were canning jalapenos.
And I did a third cup of the Elijah's hot honey on my last batch.
So maybe try to do like the jalapenos with the mead. Jalapeno honey mead.
I would have to.
I don't think it would leave the jalapeno flavor. I think it would just leave the spiciness because you'd be able to add some other spices to give the jalapeno flavor out.
It sounds like you're basically re-engineering a hot sauce.
No, like it mead. It
Sounds like
it
hot
would just
sauce.
be a
What's
spicy
that?
mead.
Yeah.
No, it'd just be a spicy mead.
Yeah, spicy more ways than one.
coming in and going out.
One thing I'm
I
excited for
bought
is
a
blackberry
mandolin
mead.
chopper. I bought one of those mandolin choppers where you hold the thing and slice.
Oh. How many fingers have you lost? All of them.
He's not nubs me.
It's one of the safe ones that you have the little knob to push down the vegetable in.
It's like one like the juicer things. It's got that little thing you can push down on, and it. My hand.
Yeah, because
I only
a friend of
hold the
mine-
jalapeno for the first couple of slices. Once it gets like an inch within the blade, I start using the
a friend of mine had one of those like old school mandolins, and we
No,
we
okay,
were.
okay, hold on. You go grab it.
we were helping another friend of ours for her wedding, and she was doing all of the catering herself, and so we were just helping her chop up some vegetables and stuff. And me, I'm like, I ain't about to touch that. I know I'm gonna lose some fingers. I'll need to lose fingers. And our other friend, who's like a homeschooler, like I know all of the things about the homestead, blah 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 blah. She's like, I can use the mandolin. I was like, knock yourself out. She slices her finger open. I said, ha ha ha. My husband is like, I also know how to use one of these thingies. Proceeds to slice his finger open. And I'm just like, I am the last person here, and I'm not. So I went to, there wasn't like any like regular gloves. So I got some like gardening tool, like gloves. I started using the mandolin.
So this is the one that I have.
Oh, so you
It's
have a fancy one.
style.
No, he just has an updated safe version.
Whoopsies. So there's the blade.
TNT blade. Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, you got all the safety features, bruh.
Almost like they're
Yeah, you bitch, I don't want to lose my fingers.
What are you saying? What are you saying?
Ooh, that came in extra spicy, didn't I?
Hey.
with the puppers.
Right there.
Literally, if you want to go fast, don't go fast. That's how you lose fingers and cut your face.
Exactly.
You just
Or
like
this little piece.
that, yeah, or that.
Or, just don't touch it. If you don't feel comfortable, don't do it.
No, I've had that one time where I was using a knife and I slipped and cut off the very, very tip of my finger.
I mean, I'm just
And I was cutting andouille sausages and I gave myself a little mini circumcision on my finger.
Oh,
Nope.
Cut off the tip.
yeah.
Just the tip.
No.
At a previous job, we had a deli slicer, and I was the only one who didn't accidentally cut themselves on this deli slicer because I just fucking go slow on purpose. Safety reasons.
See, I know that you're supposed to go slow on those things. I understand that, but my brain doesn't do slow. And so because I know how my brain is, I'm just not going to put myself in that kind of situation. I'm just not going to do it.
Other little fun thing about this, it's a little, you might be able to see them. Oops, if I move it right in front of the fucking camera where I can see too. Little suction cups.
Oh, that's cool.
Well, aren't you just fancy?
Yeah.
Yeah, how this ties in is you're no help to others when you can't fucking help yourself.
Exactly.
If you hurt yourself. So even literally on like a garden trowel, I guarantee you there's a safe and an unsafe way to use that. Say like you're trying to cut, a root system or something. No, use the fucking shears. Like, cause I know that there's like little pruning shears for fucking cutting shit. Don't use the goddamn fucking spade, the garden spade or the garden trowel. Like,
Or use a hoe. Just go out to the corner and find a hoe.
but that's all the way across town.
At least she's working. Gotta make that back.
Right. Penny got back.
So like for me, it's like self-sufficiency. So like for me, it's like I'm not necessarily self-sufficient with like gardening.
He's like, nope, I'm out.
So like, well, like what I do is like I rely on others, but also I give my ability, you know, my strength or my time or so on. So I do have, you know, skills that I can barter for stuff, but it's like the community aspect is basically the spirit of the tenant is don't be a leech. Everybody
Right.
everybody fucking hates leeches. But at the same time,
Paying your own bills counts as being self-sufficient.
yeah. And like doing basically living your life on your own means, like for me, it's like, oh yeah, like I'm not able to do that right now, right? Because I fucking hate, you know, most employers because they end up being corporations. I fucking hate. I'm literally a cyberpunk stan. I hate corporations so much. But at the same time, I donate my time and my abilities as far as I can, which is plenty. So it's just like it's not necessarily me being a leech. It's just me basically bartering my skills, my ability, you know, my time and my strength to different, you know, to different needs. So like it's not just like, oh yeah, you gotta, you know, you gotta pay monetarily to make your way. You gotta fairly barter where your skills lie. And if you
Right.
can't fucking do it where your current skills are at, guess what? I'm gonna crack open a book. Is no worse time to learn than the present.
Or YouTube. It's not always perfect.
YouTube University. Let's go.
Or YouTube. I was thinking of like in the olden days.
It
Now,
doesn't
I will
hurt.
say there have been several things I've been trying to research recently because we've got a skid steer that the air ride suspension has not been working right.
I'm sorry, was that Julia? Oh, okay.
I think she was talking off screen.
Yeah.
Yeah, tell my nephew.
We've got a skid steer where the seat suspension isn't working anymore. And with the amount of material that we've run over, it has no give, and I've almost sat on the boys a couple of times. So I've had several almost self-inflicted injuries there. I refuse to use that Bobcat right now. So over the last couple shifts, because we've been running the shredder only, I've had time to be able to take a peek under the hood, so to speak. And I have not been able to find where this fucking air hose goes. Well, okay, I know where it goes, obviously. It goes to the connector where you can raise or lower the seat. But I have not found anywhere where this hose goes to from the operator's cab to a compressor of any kind. YouTube has been no help. Google search has been no help. Like, I obviously know we have an air supply issue because it won't raise or lower.
Might have a hole in the line somewhere too.
I can't find the line, so how can I test it?
Yeah.
Take the proper Bobcat fashion.
Well, I don't have the time to be able to do that.
Okay, if you can find out the model of it, I'm pretty sure you could just look for the manual for that model. I do that.
Did. I have done that, and the places I found want anywhere from $20 to $150 for me to download the manual.
Okay.
I know what model it is. It's an S76. And every video I've found is either actually replacing the seat because it's one of those old style just leather seats that have no air ride suspension on it. Oof. And they're upgrading it to one.
Well, that one might not be.
I haven't watched the video fully through because it's not relevant to what I'm trying to do.
I mean, that one might be one to watch because if they're installing a new seat with the air ride, that'll show
They
you
didn't
where.
say anything about. I watched it through far enough that they don't say anything about air hoses.
Mm.
And it's, to be honest, it's not even the same model that I'm in.
Ah, yeah, that is a
So,
problem.
I'm gonna crack open the user manual, or even worse, getting the $400 book to tell you how to fix the damn thing. I fucking hate that.
I'm not paying that.
What?
I'd rather just wait until we get them serviced and say, ask the Bobcat rep, it's like, hey, this isn't working like it's supposed to. Can you help me out? I'd rather do that because they're due for service.
Oh yeah.
We've been running them for 3,000, 3,500 hours between the two of them each. Well, we've had them for. I think we got them around Christmas 23, right around there, Thanksgiving, Christmas. So we've had them almost a couple of years now.
About how long I've had my forklift.
Yeah. For all of you operators out there, take care of your equipment.
Dude,
Take care of them, so they take care of you.
I will be
That
happy.
includes like safety equipment as well.
Do your preventative maintenances.
I will be happy when we move warehouses because right now we have a day shift and a night shift. When we get to the new warehouse, it's one shift. And I will be the only one driving my forklift. Tuesday.
So I say this for one reason.
You can get a hula girl on your forklift.
No. We have a forklift that went to the shop, and I want you to guess how much money this is going to be. I'm not even going to tell you what's wrong with it. I want you to guess how much money we're spending to fix it. No? Okay, I will give description of what's going on. So I got on it. I was driving just fine. I even did my PM. Checked all my fluids. Everything was fine. This is a LPG lift, by the way, not electric. So you have to check transmission, you gotta check oil, you gotta check hydraulic, refrigerant, all of it. I was driving around fine. The next thing I know, I'm underneath a 1,700-pound bale, which moves just fine. I can't reverse.
5,000. I've had the same thing happen to my forklift. It is
10,000.
It's not 10,000.
Probably 15. Because
It's $15,000 to get this transmission fixed.
Oh, yours is transmission. Oh, see, mine was the little shifter. Like when you shift reverse and backwards, that was my problem. Like it wasn't actually initiated.
This is the weirdest fucking thing ever. Because you remember, I said I PM'd this forklift. It had no transmission fluid in it. When we had it PM'd by Lily, it was bone fucking dry.
Damn.
How the fuck does my dipstick have transmission fluid on it when it's bone dry?
That is a question.
Schrodinger's transmission fluid.
Potatoes.
And see, the problem I had with my forklift, again, night crew drives it as well. It was used for inside. Not supposed to be used inside. It's a covered, cabbed forklift. It's supposed to be outside. They proceeded to run over plastic, and it shredded the engine fan and the housing for the engine fan.
Oh, we've got a diesel forklift down for that reason. Being a recycling company, we're gonna have piles of material.
1,500.
We do the best we can. We have like an hourly cleanup where we'll just take the Bobcat, grapple a large chunk of toilet paper, and we'll sweep the floors clean. Well, I'd say about 3 months ago now, I was picking up the bale line, And it still confuses me how the hell this plastic gets that far up into the motor because I don't remember driving over plastic. But it actually yanked the wire harness out of its holders and around my fan.
Yep.
Like it utterly destroyed my wire harness.
Which so all of that. Oh, there goes my bright sun. Jeez. That brings me to the point of like taking care, being self-sufficient also means understanding your equipment that you are using, whether it be for work, whether it be for a hobby, whether it be like you driving around, or say those of us who like me do streams, or your computer, or your like anything that you use, you need to be able to take care of it properly. So that
Because
I
not
believe
being
that's
just
part of
your firearms, your armor,
yes.
your knives.
Your
The,
transportation.
the best description I have of that is be a jack of all trades, but a master of none.
That is me in a nutshell.
Know a little
A
bit
lot of
about
people don't
everything.
like that, and
I'd rather be a jack of all trades and a master of none than a master of one and don't know shit else.
Well, here's the other half of that expression is jack of all trades, master of none, but in rare cases, better than a master of one.
'Cause
because
It-
yeah, if you're broken down on the side of the road, like I don't really know anything about cars. I need to do better. That is where I'm definitely weaker. But I know basics. Like I can change a tire, I can change the oil, I can see.
You can do
That's
basic stuff.
Right. And I still need to do a little bit better because, like, if something was wrong with the transmission, I'd be like,
I mean, even some mechanics be like, "Oh, just take that bitch out, junk it, and put another one in."
Did that twice in my first car. I ended up selling it.
yeah, my first car, the timing belt kept popping off and breaking.
Ooh, a pulley needs to
Ooh,
a pulley or a what was it? Was it the popping off because it's slop? Or,
It was a Volkswagen Jetta.
oh, so it was it was popping off due to
The Volkswagen.
Volkswagen.
For Volkswagens, the timing chain usually the gears holding the timing chain tend to wear out, and so it gets loose and it pops off.
Yeah. Well, I got that timing chain like replaced several times, and it kept breaking.
Oh yeah, because it's a Volkswagen OEM part. They're always going to be breaking.
Yep.
A good Volkswagen is always in the shop every week.
Yep.
And that's a good Volkswagen.
But also, whenever I broke down,
off-road dead.
whenever I first broke down, it was in the middle of Nashville, Tennessee, but there was nobody in sight that wanted to work on a Volkswagen.
So here's the thing:
Yeah, that's probably a reason.
a Volkswagen in German means the people's car, and it's true to their word. It's your car. It's the mechanic's car. It is the mechanic's assistant's car.
Well, that's if the mechanic is willing to work on it. Most mechanics don't want anything to do with Volkswagen.
You can find a shop with the German mechanic.
Right. But basically, make sure you know how to take care of your stuff.
So yeah, it's like
And actually take care of it. Knowing and actually are two different things.
yeah. So the thing is like I know how how an internal combustion engine operates, and some of the things that go into it. Fixing it is a whole other ballgame to knowing about it because every car is different in layouts. So like as long as you can say it's like, oh, this is this is that, like you're good. Like you know how to preventatively maintain your vehicle or your firearm or whatever it happens to be. But whenever you can just like, oh hey, I'm gonna take this apart and to see what the problem, if it's like having a problem, and like it's like, oh hey, your piston rings are shot. Like, you replace the piston rings in a car. That's a very, very like you have to take the whole upper part of the car engine like out of the car to service your pistons, and that is very, very hard to do. It usually takes about 2 days and a 6 pack of beer. Ask me how I know.
So here's an example of good preventative maintenance. We've been having an issue with our baler where it was going into the tie out mode to finish a bale and start a new bale. Well, let's see, it was Tuesday and Wednesday of this last week. It would start the cycle, the inserter arms would push the wire all the way through to the twisters, but it was shutting off. So it turns out, we didn't know this, but it turns out that our twister and cutter have two different proximity switches. One that one that is tied into the cutters and one that is tied into the twister motor. Turns out the cutter proc switch is bad on wire number 3. We have 5 wires for each bale. Number 3 cutter was not cutting, and we've been having that trouble with number 3 not cutting, but it's kind of cut, so we didn't do anything about it. Well, it turns out it finally just gave up and was like, nah, fuck this, I'm not doing this. So it shuts the machine down, and we have to manually retract the inserters, and it's a fucking 5-ring circus getting this shit done. It's not as simple as holding a button down. You have to take sensors off. You have to pull another sensor to push the ram forward, and then uncover that sensor so you can pull the arms out, and then put all this shit back together so it can work. Hopefully. So then we do a semi-auto tie out on a half a bale. It does it again. And thankfully, our maintenance company that we contract work to was able to free someone up and get out there. Otherwise, we probably would have just shut the baler down, got an articulating front end loader, and piled our material up to the fucking ceiling. But he was able to fix it. Well, I'm going to use air quotes, fix it, because number 3 is just not working. We just know that we just can't feed wire through on that one right now. So yeah, preventative maintenance.
Yep.
We took every pulley off of that machine, cleaned it, WD-40 the shit out of it. Like, I looked like fucking Hank Hill with the amount of WD-40 I was using. And we took every pulley off from all the way down to the wire stumps, all the way up into the inserters and twisters. We took every pulley off and cleaned that shit. Did it fix the problem? No. But have we done it in the last 2 years? Also no. It was something that needed done anyway. It was like, all right, we're going to do this.
Mm-hmm.
Because it was suggested by the company that made the baler.
Another thing to like, as far as like being self-sufficient and knowing your stuff, to kind of pivot towards like agriculture a little bit. Know what soil you have. Know how rocky your soil is. Know what atmospheric pressure you tend to be at, like above sea level, below sea level. Like know what the standard weather patterns are, because if you want to grow something but it's not native to where you're about to try and start growing it, you shouldn't grow it. You should find something that's native and grow that instead, because too many people are like, well, I want to
grow coconut trees in my backyard.
You can try.
And on that vein, you can what you can do is, if you start paying attention to meteorology, you'll eventually, you should start picking out patterns, or intentionally look out for patterns that usually is like, oh, when it rains, it usually does this. oh, when it when it just has a drought for 2 months, it's usually like this. Because like even though you can get cloud cover or some high low pressure systems that are inherently dry, it just does weird shit because the jet stream is moving in a particularly funky direction.
Oh, you mean storms in the south that go from north to south?
Yeah, pretty much.
That's how it was 2 days ago. Friday we had some rain.
Yes,
I was looking out to the west. I was like, huh, I wonder if mom's getting rain right now because that's the direction she lives in. It looked like it was either right above my apartment area or it could have been out further towards them. I thought about calling. I was like, hey, y'all getting rain? But I opened my weather map. I got an alert that it was up in Germantown, up in Tennessee, and it was moving south. I was like, what?
Yo.
That's not normal for this area. Normally, our rain goes from west to east or southwest to northeast
Yo.
because of location of the Gulf and the Mississippi.
Mm-hmm.
Mine goes wherever it wants to.
And it just so happens to,
Oklahoma.
it just in Oklahoma fashion, it just tends to be a lot of weather in like 30 by 30 feet, also known as tornadoes.
But yeah, like if you know that your soil has a lot of rocks, there are ways to get around that without having to dig up each individual rock. Like my friend that does a lot of gardening, I helped her remove some rocks from her garden because they were too big. But she like knew of a way to like I guess on the hill that she was trying to plant things, like you could put like cardboard, like just flatten out cardboard and like put some mulch over it and like makes the soil softer or something to make it easier for things to grow. I didn't know that.
Not many people would unless they live,
Yeah, unless they're in that area, they learn the tricks to survive.
Southeast of the Great Plains of the United States, good fucking luck. The rocky soil, yes.
Well, there's also there are plants that are native to that area that you can grow things. You just got to look and know what they are.
Yeah, because they grow through the rocks.
Like to quote Jeff Goldblum, life finds a way.
Yeah. So, like 15
Let's go
years
faster.
ago,
Let's go faster.
15 years ago, when I was less established to where I am now, we had a little 250-gallon water tank that we hand dug the pit so it can go into the ground. So we found and set aside for later use of tombstones for every one of my family, including myself. Literally like proper headstone sized rocks. And there's more rocks where that came from on our property, believe me.
There is a saying: work smarter, not harder. If you can't dig it out by your hands, get a backhoe.
Yeah, we eventually got a backhoe, but then the hole had to be done. So.
Well, like basically, till up the soil using a backhoe.
We didn't have any equipment, just hand tools. We had no ways of paying somebody who had the equipment to come over and do it.
Oh, you didn't just know somebody who had a backhoe?
No, because we weren't as established. Now, we've been here for up to 20 years. Everybody. Like I literally just like I can't go 20 minutes without calling out my window, see somebody on in the side of the in the square, say oh yeah, hey, say I know them. So I just like unroll my window and say hey, or even fucking go into the gas stations, see at least 3 people that.
Hey, how's your mom and them?
Yeah, kind of.
But yeah, that's a lot of people don't realize when it comes to self-sufficiency. A lot of people think it's like, oh, hoard things, canned food, and just store it all in a bunker. Like, no, there's a lot more. Yeah. Like, there's a lot more than.
Homesteading life, off-grid living. Is that self-sufficiency? Yes.
But some people can't do that.
To it.
I have a game computer, and I'm entirely off of solar power, so self-sufficient.
As much as I would love to do solar power, I just don't think my apartment company would appreciate me.
And also, it is what they call prohibitively expensive.
Well, everything I've seen is there's a lot of grants and loans you can get for that shit too. But it's probably very paperwork heavy too.
Yeah, but you also have to.
And I don't like government, and that involves taking the money from the government. Fuck that.
You also have to.
Either the government's gonna take money from you, or you can take government money.
Well, there's also the fact that you have to clean them at least once a year, or else you're not getting the power you need to. Yeah.
So panels actually last for a long time as long as you clean them.
Yeah.
They do, but you do have to eventually replace some of them.
They last long as they don't get hit by debris and high winds.
Which I live
Lucky.
200 feet from the mountaintop, so don't have to worry about wind.
Lucky.
There's y'all might know who I'm talking about if you're on social media. Nate Petrowski.
Oh yeah.
Narrowway Homestead. Lord Minion. Aslan.
Quick one.
We are talking about tenant number 8 being self-sufficient.
Well, I've been following him for the last couple years on social media, whether it's TikTok or YouTube, and he is he went from a mobile home trade. I'm sorry, not a mobile home, but a camper parked on property to now he's got a large garage. He's got
it's his workshop.
Yeah.
Yeah. So like, for Norway, so his workshop, because he worked in a carpentry business for a number of years.
Right.
He had a camper shell on his pickup truck, and his shop was in the back of his pickup truck with some fabricated, basically a tool storage system to where he could just roll everything out and chop on wood and work it on his tailgate. Well, he wanted to change that after he got to West Virginia, where he's currently at, and so he basically over planned, as you should if you're homesteading. You should have the means to over plan for projects. But he wanted a workshop, but he also wanted 2 cars that he could also keep in there, because West Virginia gets nasty weather.
Right. And he's got his giant ass. I think it's a Ford Raptor. I think that's what he ended up getting.
Yeah.
And Jen's car, she just got a new car recently. It can fit in there. They've got ATVs. He just recently got a skid steer. Same model as what I got at work, actually. Not the same features, but I think he's got about 100 hours on it now, give or take. And he's been doing a lot of work on his property. He's sloped a lot of the property downgrade, so water will fall down into a lake that doesn't hold water. If you get the joke, you get the joke.
Well,
Crickets.
I know North Forge they're building a longhouse for the next North Forge gathering.
I saw that or that he wants to.
But no, they've been working on it. Like, he's been going live, and the wall is about 6 foot high right now.
Okay.
At least 2 corners. I haven't seen the rest of it, but they've been.
The last video I've seen from him was saying that he wanted to. I didn't know that they had started on it.
Oh yeah, they started on that. There's quite a few people out there too. It's not just him. It's good that he has help. But that's another self-sufficient. Building your own buildings, if you can.
I mean, if you grew up Amish, that's not a very difficult thing to figure out.
No. You'll have the barn built in 12 hours there.
Well, I mean,
but then you also have 350 people to help you build that barn.
if you're not doing insulation, it's actually easy to build a house. It's like building a tree house, just walls, floor, and ceiling.
Even with insulation, it's easy.
Yeah, it's just the insulation makes the price go up
You
quite a
don't
bit.
have the electrical. You don't have any of the modern
Yeah.
conveniences to put in.
Sorry to interrupt you, but the results might vary continent-wise because, for example, in Europe, the building law is much stricter.
Well, it's like also the building material in Europe is much more sturdy, whereas you can fucking have a stiff wind and it puts down some American houses.
Yeah. And to be fair, I also want to have some questions about how to. There are some guidelines on how to be self-sufficient if you live in a, you do not have the land, you do not have the place to build something. You're living in the city, so.
There are different levels to self-sufficiency, like we've been talking about. Paying your bills, that's being self-sufficient. You're not. I hate using the term freeloader, but you're paying your own bills. You might be doing some light farming, meaning that you might have like a patio garden or something if you're in an apartment like me. You're
even,
canning your own food. You're
hydroponics.
Right.
Is popular because you can just have like a 500 milliliter tub and just like a little ecosystem that you eat the fish and eat the vegetables from.
Yeah.
Well, even going into what Silicon said, knowing how to the basic works of your car, how to change your own oil, change your own tire, fix the small problems, change a blinker light.
And I will say kind of more on the first aid kind of point is knowing how the human body works. That's also very, very important one.
Yeah, if there is a difference on how you help someone if they have been poked. Trying to make, I don't remember all the Mandela works. So poked with a sharp object, pew-pewed. So you have a hole with a tray short. Yeah. Bare hands.
Okay, what? I did not hear what that.
I didn't hear what you said. Sorry.
And I think in our situation, more probable are accidents more than
Right. It's just making sure you understand how to apply bandages and apply first aid to different types of wounds.
And not even to that extent. It's a way to properly live life. So if you're a cough soul, if you're lifting something heavy, you're going to do it properly so you don't injure yourself. But if you inevitably, eventually
It's
injure
easier
yourself,
for people
how
to
to
lift
repair yourself.
above their head than tall people.
I'm sorry, what was that, Dollar?
It's easier for short people to raise something over their head than tall people.
But yeah, because they have more over their head.
No, it has to do with center of gravity.
Yeah.
Their center of gravity is lower than.
Yeah, go. Same with the chest.
I know that there are some circumstances keep the ways that because of medical reasons, that sometimes that's out of our control. But the medical issues skyrocketing, other circumstances.
Right, it's to the best of your ability.
Right. It's
Not everyone's going to be on the same level of self-sufficiency.
Right.
well, you on the same level of ability.
Right.
Right.
And that's not to say that there aren't options for you to be self-sufficient, because a lot of people they have this idea of like quote unquote being self-sufficient is doing homesteading, having your own like farm, having animals. Like no, that is being self-sufficient and kind of, oh, there goes my camera, of course. That is a certain level, but also like a lot of people I know, even with small apartments, they have like a potted plant, like a flower. You could, instead of doing a flower, you could do like mint. Like there are certain types of mints, and you could eventually harvest the like spearmint, which keeps wasps away. And I know several people who either are allergic to wasps or just are deathly afraid of wasps. You could grow spearmint on your apartment porch in a little potted plant. And to me, that is a level of self-sufficiency. It doesn't have to be grandiose. It doesn't have to be this giant, upending your life. It's just the little things.
Or all plants on my patio. That way I can stop paying Kroger prices for jalapenos, and I can my own when they start growing.
Yeah, and I will say for different kinds of bits, there's also more
inactivity detected in my life.
Thank you, Silicon.
Start moving more.
You're welcome.
Y'all start moving more.
I can't help you. I've been literally moving like a freaking leaf in the breeze.
No, it doesn't mean physical movement. It means someone needs to say something in the chat.
Okay. Anyway, can't help.
I mean, Candle liked the live. He shared it.
With Bo. Figured to get Bo in there.
I don't know if she still is.
No,
it's Soul Con that's in the live.
So what I was kind of saying is like there's more than like regular proper mint. There's actually peppermint, and there's more mints than just peppermint and spearmint. There's some mint, I can't remember what it's called, growing wildly, at the other end of my building outside, in my apartment.
And there's also like a friend of mine, and I've been purchasing from her. It has made her own shampoo and conditioners. Like she makes a bar of shampoo from ingredients in her garden, and you can actually just buy the ingredients from like your local store. Like a lot of times shampoos and conditioners, like they have so many other additives that aren't needed, and you can like you can get yourself like a clear container, mix some things up that that your either hair or skin or whatnot like prefers, and you can have your own conditioner, you can have your own shampoo, you can make your own toothpaste. Like, and there's a lot of people who would rather, that's something small that if you wanted to, you could do.
Right.
Not saying you have to do that. These are just ideas.
And one of the easiest things to do, like if you like going out to the wilderness, for hikes or walks or even just like going for a picnic, bring an herbalist book to tell you specific. It definitely would help if it's your local area, but if it just has everything in this book, bring it out with you. Find plants that have some medicinal value, and you can harvest them once you find out which people can benefit from these. So like if you want to just supply an apothecary, cool. If you want to become an apothecary, that is probably one of the best forms of self-sufficiency possible, and you don't actually have to grow stuff. You just go out and find stuff on hikes and bring it back with you, and mortar and pestle it up, and Bob's your uncle. You have a quick stab.
I thought Bob was your mother's brother.
I will go to the wilderness with a book. It's probably you remember the scene from Avatar: The Last Airbender when Uncle Iroh sits and see the flower and is like, tasty tea or deadly poison.
Exactly. If you are a tea drinker, you can make your own tea, and this isn't something I'm not a tea drinker, so I wouldn't know.
Yeah, but you have to recognize if it's a tea or poison.
Of course, but
I'll be putting your poison oak in your tea.
Well, suddenly tea
still,
doesn't
like, you
grow in our climate.
that's the thing. Like, make sure you know what grows in your climate, in your area, and you're good.
Yeah, and
Well,
that's where
well,
the
the
book
hops.
comes in, so you don't die. There is.
There is always for me like a problem with it because we have this on my because I'm biologist and we have the lesson for the plants and most of instructions have at least some of plants have you will find it because the scent is very specific and I was like seriously I do not have a sense of smell. Oh.
So like how we do it in Arkansas is so mushrooms are really big. So we have mushroom canterelles. We call them
Yeah.
chicken of the woods. But so we just like randomly try mushrooms because I mean if it won't kill you it has some nutritional value. But you can eat it like put it in your mouth chew it up and then spit it out. And then if it has a certain taste you're looking for to be a recognized mushroom that's edible and won't kill you, you can just rinse out your mouth with clean water and you're fine. You don't actually have to ingest it.
That's only where we are in the United States, the state of Arkansas. Don't do that in other places, please.
Yeah, if it's
Well,
if it's a if it's a nightshade or adjacent mushroom, don't be 10 feet with that stuff. And if it's psilocybin, sit down. You're gonna go on an adventure.
It's
well,
good to know because, for example, like some kinds of mushrooms have a relationship with certain trees, and sometimes their lookalikes who are poisonous live
Yes.
with a different tree. It's very important knowledge.
Yes.
Tasty tree or venomous plant.
well, in Poland, basically most of the forests are staying, so and that you can walk to the forest and forage everything you need for your own needs.
Yeah.
Are not.
And,
Yeah.
yeah, but also good
Yeah.
good to well because there are two types of the under this hut. Uh, hold, 1 moment.
Are not.
English is very difficult.
It's a tasty
Which
treat
part?
or
What tastes like-
spiritual journey. Mad honey.
Tasty tree spiritual journey. I like
Right.
it.
Or another thing like what Kadale does and what I'm going to eventually be getting into is making your own like mead or making your own like alcohol if that's legal where you are. Making mead should be legal because it's just fermented honey, but hey,
So-
what do I know?
So here's it in America, and it should be global, but powers that be doesn't want self-sufficiency to be a thing. So it's legal to make your own booze. It is illegal to sell it for profit.
Correct. But like what a friend of mine does is they have an apple.
You can barter.
A way to
You
get
can't
around
barter, yeah. But so like what one of my friends, so one of the things that I'm super excited to kind of get into because we several friends of mine do this over the holidays. We have one friend that makes ginger beer. We have another friend that makes apple cider from their grandfather, or no, it's from their father's apple orchard. And then I'm gonna eventually be getting on that mead, and we're all gonna like that's what they do is like during the holidays they give them as gifts
Well,
to people.
There's also a way around it. You can't sell it, but you can barter it.
You can gift
It is legal
Yes.
to.
Hey,
Well,
you
no,
buy-
it's
buy
illegal to
this
sell it.
bottle And I'll fill it with the meat.
Well,
Yes.
it's illegal to sell it, but it is completely legal to barter it.
Yeah.
Like I'll give you a bottle of my mead if you give me some of your ginger beer.
Yeah,
Changes
Like,
okay.
all you any bottle of music you give me $5 gas.
In Ukraine, there's second rule that you cannot cross borders with self-made alcohol.
Man,
This
the
is not
Serbians
possible.
are
Crossing state lines is
Yeah, you can't. Yeah, with the biggest thing with our laws is the intent to distribute or sell. That is the main part. Like the law, you can do it. You can make your own alcohol for yourself and for your friends to give as gifts. But if you make alcohol with the intent to sell it or with the intent to distribute it, that is when the law says nay nay.
even has a folk tale about it. It was a
Well,
flying
I think
J.
it's because if you cannot profit from it, if you spend if someone pay you only like for a bottle, not
Mhm.
for the container, right?
Right.
I think it's okay.
Right.
right.
But yeah, so like it's going back to like there are ways to quote unquote be self sufficient and to like do things on your own. It doesn't all have to be agricultural. It can be mechanical. It can be electrical. Like it doesn't have to be the one thing, and you don't have to have a full on garden or farmland. You can do little things like if you know someone who has an apple orchard, you can make some apple cider.
Yeah, and it's one of those things like if you have like a small community of friends who also kind of like minded, it's gonna be pretty rare that everybody's gonna have the same interests. So like my community, if anything were to happen, it's like my siblings. Well, it's like I'm technologically minded, and I'm a good ass armor, a good gunsmith, and so but my sister, she's a paramedic, so she's medically trained, and so it's just like my brother's even better with electronics because he's an electrician, a medical electrician. So we're all cross trained in each other's different categories. So if somebody was like somehow taken out of the picture, on doing other things or so, all is not lost for that one area. Whereas like if somebody sustains a GSW, I could go ahead and patch them up because I have an extensive knowledge of fixing lethal injections at 2,000 feet per second.
For those of you who don't understand the acronym, GSW, pew pew, shoot, wound.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah. It is. It
I
is.
can't say the word, but I want to make sure because not everyone understands the acronym.
Oh, it's a flesh wound of the firearm variety.
Yeah, so if you hear someone say they sustained a GSW, that is what it means.
They came down with a potentially lethal amount of lead poison.
Exactly.
But yeah, but there's
I just thought that.
Oh, what's up?
Who's talking?
Thank you.
Yeah. Sorry, my internet's doing an in-app thing. But I was gonna say another thing is being resourceful of
Yep.
what you have for resources, like what you can get for free. Like here, this thing will. Like all this wood I got from free from work, like all the stickers and shit, because we get them.
Yeah, and on the same vein of being knowledgeable, so even if you don't have it on hand, just being like, for instance, like being a librarian, being a keeper of the knowledge is also a form of self-sufficiency because you're hoarding the knowledge that somebody else might potentially, find useful.
Be a knowledge hoard.
Yeah, if like for me, it's like
Or is good.
like all these books are the Encyclopedia Americana. So like I have some knowledge of the world should the internet go down, but I do have like 5 times worth of the information in my head.
Oh yeah. Like some like you eat fish. It's like bread. They're mittens seem some of the janky shit whenever he was here. Yeah, it's just you see something that most people see as trash, but if you know you have shit or stuff you have to do at the house, and you can just look at it, see, hey, I could use that to build part of the leg, or I can use that to fix my window or whatever. You know, it might be
yes,
garbage to some,
redneck engineering.
and if it's like free or cheap as possible.
Right. Another thing.
Our equivalent is Slavic engineering. Like that guy was doing some car maintenance in the what's this drainage.
Yeah.
Trench.
Another thing to remember. So look up some simple foods like bread is only supposed to be 2 ingredients. You can make bread at home. You don't have to buy the bread at the store.
3 ingredients because you need the yeast. It's not just water and flour.
I was thinking water and yeast. My bad. 3 ingredients. My apologies. It's been a while. or cheese. Like you can buy whole milk and then make cheese out of that.
Soda.
Not buying milk and letting it go moldy.
No, it's not.
There's a soda that's 3 ingredients: limes, cilantro, and honey. Oh, sorry, and carbonated water.
So 4.
4.
I'm not the only one. But yeah, so just being resourceful, understanding, like not everything you eat you don't have to buy bread. You can make your own bread. That's just an example.
You can hunt and butcher your own meat for those who with the ability to do so. Its governments tend to frown upon that if you do it in the middle of a city.
Yeah. Well, yeah. You can also, if you have a good relationship with your local butcher, like they can hook you up some of the time. Like they
marry his daughter. And they just depending what you do, you may be in that butcher shop.
Not where I was going with that, but
Somehow.
Weird direction.
Anyway, but yeah, a lot of times they'll have like extra cuts of meat that maybe like someone didn't want to buy, but they have it, and you can make a stew out of that. All right, real cheap.
Also known as
Best-
ass meat.
I saw this video on TikTok a couple days ago. Guy walks up to someone's house, knocks on the door, is like, "Hey, I want to pay to be able to hunt here." And the owner says, like, "Well, I'll make you a deal. We've got 100 acres here. If you're willing to marry our daughter, you can hunt here for the rest of your life." The guy's like, "You sure I just can't pay you?"
That sounds awfully medieval, I'd say.
But it,
In this country.
Right? She should have
no,
a
let me
say.
finish. Let me finish. You don't end up seeing the daughter. That's
That's half the joke.
yeah, I know. Well, they end up bartering it out. It's just like, all right, tell my new wife to come out here and help me gut this elk.
But by the way, Silicon, it is currently 2:03.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
I
we're
got it.
wrapping up.
Mhm. I can stay a
We've
little
been on
longer.
for about an hour and 20 minutes now, and it's been about an hour of talking. So
Yeah.
thank you,
I think
everyone.
we were still- We're on top.
Silicon, I know I'm just thanking you for showing up to the live because you're the only one in the lives right now. So thank you, Silicon, for being here.
Mhm.
Thank you everyone who showed up and watched the live, or thank you everyone who is going to be here watching the recorded side of this. Anyways, we do record this live. We try to get me out of bed to start this on a decent time, i.e., meaning we usually try to start or want to start at 12 p.m. Central, which would be 1 p.m. Central, 1 p.m. Eastern time on every other Sunday. So, meaning if today is August 10th, which is when we're recording this, the next one won't be until August 24th. Because that would be 2 weeks. Every other week. And the way we would like to post these is we record on the 10th and we'll have it posted by the 17th. That way the off week we will have the recording available. So better. But that being said, feel free to hit up the QR codes that are on some of our channels. It will take you to the Way of the Mandalore's official Facebook page, our Discord. All of our social medias are linked in the link tree. If you want to participate in the lives, feel free. The more the merrier. It's not just us talking heads sometimes. I was expecting more laughs out of that joke.
Hardy har har.
I have been your host, Kudali Cable, or Cadus1337, whichever, or General Grievous, depending on where you're finding me. I should probably consolidate my names on social medias, I guess.
Yes.
Why do you think mine's all Kendo Droshaya across all of it?
Same. My name isn't Kando on all of my stuff.
I know not.
I tried to
General
unify,
yeah.
but not. But even if somewhere my name is different, I will use the same avatar.
And for the most part, mine tends to stay the same, too. I think. No, I lied. TikTok, I've got the name the General Grievous, so I've got a picture of General Grievous for my profile photo. So, that's...
Because you leaned hard into the meme.
Oh, yes, I do. I lean so hard into it. I've been leaning hard into that lizard meme, too.
Lizard. Okay.
Oh, every video I come across that even is hinted at the lizard. Even the squirrel jazz post, I'm leaving lizards on it.
Silicon, you are to put lizard randomly throughout the podcast. On this one.
Yes!
Aye.
You have your assignment.
Aye, Captain.
What about the lizard?
I have no
This
idea.
dumb meme that's on social media about this lizard that clicks a button that says lizard.
It's
No.
from the new movie Elio that's coming out in theaters. And part of it apparently has this lizard that got hold of a tablet or a phone or something, and it finds an app. It's essentially like that old thing where you pull the lever, it goes in a circle, the cow goes moo. But instead of making the lizard sound, it's like, okay, you're identifying what the animal is, and it just sees a picture of itself. Lizard, 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 lizard.
Let's do a link in general chat explaining it.
Yeah, and it's apparently the after credits scene.
Okay.
Just
Okay.
it's everywhere.
It has gone so viral over social media. It is ridiculous.
I mean, to be fair, it is a dude.
It is. Like, they've done. People have edited songs.
Yeah,
Like, the
People-
last one I saw was Thunderstruck.
I think my favorite was Bohemian Rhapsody.
I have not seen that one. I've seen Let the Bodies Hit the Floor.
That's awful.
Let the bodies hit the lizard. Let the bodies hit the lizard.
Yeah, it's.
Oh, we're
Yeah.
supposed to be ending this.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you, everyone who came by. This is the true ending this time. We will see you next time. eBay community.
Yes.
Hey,
Good for me.